All right, fellow Whovians. I know there's a lot of talks about who's going to be the next Doctor after the 13th, Jodie Whittaker. And one of the things I thought was interesting is the big pervasive rumor that's been going around is that David Tennant would be returning. Um, I've been in a couple different groups where people discussed how impossible it would be for that to happen. However, in I do believe it was one of the older novels. There was one, I think it was an eighth grade, or not eighth grade, I'm sorry, Eighth Doctor. One of the novelizations he went through, it was called a pre-generation, and he ended up becoming an earlier incarnation of himself briefly. So they could enact that because a lot of times they do pull, the series will pull from the comics, the novels, any other outside materials that they can find. So that's definitely a possibility. So the pre-generation concept could still, that's one way of doing it. However, my theory is that if the 10th Doctor were to return, it wouldn't actually be the original 10th Doctor, but it would be the Meta-Crisis Doctor that left for an alternate universe with Rose. Now, if Rose were to die, or if they broke up, and he found himself alone again, I could see the Meta-Crisis Doctor coming back to this realm, maybe trying to figure out if he has a place here as opposed to there. And in doing so, he might happen to catch the 13th Doctor when she's at the end of her run, as it were, and on the verge of regeneration. And maybe there's some kind of issue with it because, the recent stories have revealed that she's got an endless supply, but maybe there's some kind of error, or maybe the Master's been lying. I know a lot of people kind of forget sometimes that some of these characters do lie, like the Doctor lies, and the Master lies even more. So that's something to consider. But let's just say, for instance, that the Meta-Crisis Doctor sees this other incarnation of himself, and maybe he's dying because he only has one heart. He has no regenerations whatsoever. So the two merge. And the merging of those two Doctors could result in this newer incarnation, the 14th, which would look and be just like the 10th. So that's how you do it. By the way, Russell Davies, I'm available if you need a writer. Cheers.